everybody, my name is Tommy. Today we're going to talk about differences between apple trees, or maybe apples, and orange trees or oranges. But first I'm going to show you this. Do you know what is it? Well, it's an Among Us valley. Here you can see this is one Among Us. It can open and shut its mouth. Also the brown one too. Here. And this one has moving arms. So there's one imposter here. So, let's begin with our lesson. Today we're going to talk about differences between apples and oranges. Here you can see sometimes they are alike. So how are they alike? Well, they're alike that they grow on trees. This is like a tree. They're round and they have seeds. And the differences between them, the apple can grow in cold weather. It can be yellow, green, or red. It comes in many varieties and it is hard to pull apart. And an orange tree has another difference. It doesn't grow in cold weather. It's only orange. It's easy to pull apart. And it is the part of the citrus family. Some fruits that are the citrus family are limes. This is a lime, orange, and a grapefruit. So these are types. There are some types of fruit in the citrus family. Here are some fruits which are not in the citrus family. This is an apple. This is a red apple. You see, apples can come in green. Apples can come in red too. And as you know, apples can also come in orange. But in Vietnam, where I am, doesn't have any yellow apple. But maybe in America, they have yellow apple. Here you can see that here you can see oranges, limes, and grapefruit are all part of the citrus family. But apples and other ones except for oranges, grapefruit, orangelos, or maybe limes are not. Even lemons are in the citrus family. But other fruits aren't. I'll tell you something amazing about fruit. Did you know that a banana is really a herb, not a fruit? You see, it doesn't have seeds. It's like the seeds of its own. So that's why it is a herb. Sometimes they have seeds, sometimes they don't. So that's one thing amazing about fruit. So now, are you ready for some more facts, amazing facts about fruit? Well, let's begin. Apples and oranges have many common traits. They are both round, okay? They both have seeds. They both grow on trees. But the thing is that an apple tree is actually taller than an orange tree. You can see there, this one is actually taller than this one. So that's another difference of apple trees and orange trees. Now, let's see. But they also have many different traits, such as apples need cold weather to grow, while oranges need warm weather to grow. Also, oranges can be red, yellow, or green, but oranges can only be orange because an orange, the color orange. So, those are two things that they're different. But we also have that apples come in many varieties, but oranges are part of the citrus family. Apples are hard to pull apart, but oranges easy to pull apart. So those are some things about apples and oranges that are alike and that are different, okay? Now, let's move on with some questions about this paragraph. Are you ready for some questions? Well, this paragraph's questions will all be about the differences. An apple can't grow in cold weather, true or false? An orange can grow in true weather, true or false? An orange is easy to pull apart, true or false? An apple is easy to pull apart, true or false? So let's answer. The first one. Apples cannot grow in cold weather. You can see it grows in cold weather. So that must be false. And about oranges. Oranges do grow in cold weather. True or false? Well, it must be false again. Why? It is the wrong way. Apples can grow in cold weather. Oranges don't grow in cold weather. Alright? Now, let's read the next question. Apples can be red, yellow, or green. True or false? Well, it must be true. You see on our fact file, it says red, yellow, green for apple. So that's why it is true. Apple trees and orange trees, the fruit of apple trees and orange trees are easy to pull apart. True or false? Well, it's false. Oranges are easy to pull apart, but apples are hard to pull apart. You see? I can't pull apart it. Oops. Now, that we finished those 4 questions, let's move on with another paragraph. This paragraph is about an orange tree mixing with a grapefruit tree. Or maybe fruit from an orange tree mixing into a grapefruit tree. Orange mixed with grapefruit. Orange mixed with grapefruit equals Orangalo. Why is it called Orangalo? Because it's an orange mixed with a grapefruit. It's medium size, not too small, not too big. Because if this mixed with this, it's medium size. And jello, or maybe yellow, orange yellow, or maybe Orangalo, is because the word jello or yellow means medium. So let's move on with some other facts about it. Oranges, limes, and grapefruit are closely related. The fruit from a grapefruit tree mixing with a fruit from an orange tree equals an Orangalo tree. And grapefruit plus orange equals Orangalo fruit. Because grapefruit is a fruit, orange is a fruit. And Orangalo is a fruit too. But people don't usually call it Orangalo fruit. It's just Orangalo, alright? Now, let's just look at some questions about Orangalos, oranges, limes, lemon, and grapefruit. First, oranges, limes, lemons, and grapefruit are closely related. True or false? Well, it must be true. They're closely related. Why? Oranges, grapefruits can mix into Orangalos, so they're closely related. You can limes and lemons as well. Maybe you call it a lemon lime when we mixed it together. Maybe that. Now, what about this? This question is quite complicated. We need to fill in the blanks. The first blank. Oh, beep mixed with beep equals beep. So, let's fill in the first beep. What is it? First choice, orange. Second choice, apple. Third choice, grapefruit. Lime. So what fruit did you pick? Well, you must have been choosing orange. Because limes and apples don't mix. Limes and apples cannot mix with each other. That will be a different fruit. So now, oranges and what will mix into Orangalos? Oranges and what will mix into an Orangalo? What? Well, it must be oranges and grapefruit. And the equal is Orangalo. You see, this is an Orangalo. E. Actually, grapefruit is not easy to pull apart when we have this. but it's easy to pull apart if we cut out the skin. The skin of the grapefruit, not our skin. It will be useless. Now, as you know, let's move on with another paragraph. The other paragraph is actually a very important paragraph. It is about different varieties of apples. We have Granny Smith. We have Fuji. And we have Golden Delicious. So those are some types of apples. Now let's move on with the paragraph. Different varieties of apples. While oranges, limes, and lemons are closely related, there are still different kinds of fruit. But apples are the same fruit. They just have slightly different traits, okay? They're just slightly different traits. Some are green, some are yellow, some are black, some are red, some are brown, some are yellow, and maybe some are brown. Now, as you know, let's just move on with the paragraph. While oranges, limes, grapefruit, and other citrus fruits are closely related, apples are the same kind of fruit. Apples have only slightly different types of traits. These different apples are called varieties. Pronounce it with me, or maybe repeat after me. If you're in a public place, repeat after me in your mind if you're in a public place, but speak out loud if you are at home, okay? So, variety. Varieties are the same type of fruit, but they have slightly different traits. Those are called varieties. Different varieties of apples. So, now, as you know, let's just move on with the questions of the third paragraph. Well, the third paragraph, the third paragraph is all about varieties. So let's answer this critical question. What is the critical question? Many blanks. There's many blanks to fill in. Some beep are the same, but they have slightly different beep. These different kinds of beep are called beeps of beeps. If you see some clues, beeps. The word is ended with S. So, now, as you know, let's fill in the beeps. Some beep. Some apples are closely beep related. They just have slightly different beep. They just have slightly different traits. They just have slightly different traits, alright? Slightly different traits, as you said. They just have slightly different beep, slightly different traits. Also, as you know, even though they have slightly different traits, there are different kinds of apples. We fill in the word beep with apples. These types of beeps, apples, these different types of beeps, apples, are called varieties of beeps, apples. So now, as you know that we filled in the bleeps, let's move on with the fourth paragraph and some review questions. The fourth paragraph is actually about apples and oranges. The difference, just like the fourth paragraph has some sentences that are changed, but still have the fact in the first and third and second paragraph. So, now are you ready for the fourth paragraph? Let's begin. The differences between apples and oranges. An apple tree has apples. The apples contain seeds. They grow on trees, okay? They are both round, oranges and apples, they're both round, they both grow on trees, and they have seeds. Apples can grow in cold weather, while oranges can't. Apples come in many different colors, such as red, yellow, and green. It comes in many varieties, and it's hard to pull apart. Therefore, oranges have different traits. Oranges doesn't grow in cold weather. It's only orange. It's easy to pull apart, and it is part of the citrus family. Citrus is like a group of fruits. A group of fruits that are yellow, orange, or many other fruits, except for red. Well, actually, sometimes people think that apples are the same part as the citrus family. Why? Because sometimes the citrus family has yellow fruit. And as you know, sometimes apples can be yellow as well. So they might join on the citrus family. So that's also one fact about differences between apples and oranges. They are like by being round, grows on trees, and has seeds. They are different by the first orange doesn't grow in cold weather. It's only orange. It's easy to pull apart, and it is part of the citrus family. Apples, however, grows in cold weather. They're red, yellow, or green. They come in many varieties, and they are hard to pull apart. So that's also some types of facts about alike and different of these types of fruits, apples and oranges. You see, you can make a mind map just like me. You can write the name of the lesson, differences between apples and oranges. You can write this for short. And also, you can see, you can write alike. You go down and write alike. You can write how are they alike. And then you go down again and write how are they different. Just like they don't, this orange doesn't grow in cold weather. It's only orange, it's easy to pull apart, and it's a citrus family. But apples, however, grow in cold weather sometimes, and they're red, yellow, or green. They come in many varieties, and they're hard to pull apart. So those are some review differences between apples and oranges. Now let's have some review questions. The first review question. The first question. grows in cold weather? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Have you found the answer? Well, the answer must be apples grow in cold weather. Now let's move on to the next question. What can be orange? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Have you found the answer? The answer is oranges can only be orange. Now let's move on with the next one. What comes in many different varieties? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Have you found the answer yet? Of course not. Well, because this is a very critical question, we didn't answer it in any of the paragraphs. Well, apples come in many varieties. What is easy to pull apart? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Have you found the answer? Well, the answer must be oranges are easy to pull apart. Let's read again some of our vocabulary words. Differences between apples and oranges. Orange and apple are the first two vocabulary words. How they are alike. They grow on trees, they're round and have seeds. Round is the third vocabulary word. Now what about they are different? Well, actually, oranges don't grow in cold weather. They can only be orange. They're easy to pull apart and they're citrus. But apples are different. Apples grow in cold weather. They can be red, yellow, or green. They come in many varieties and they're hard to pull apart. So those are some facts about differences between apples and oranges. Goodbye, Mr. Orange, goodbye, Mr. Apple, and goodbye, alike and different. So, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and see you next time in the next lesson about why some spotted cats can have striped kittens. Very interesting. So, bye.